This is Body, Brain, and Pain. I'm Erin Babineau.
And I'm Michelle Steggy.
We are two doctors of physical therapy and orthopedic specialists, here to have an approachable and courageous conversation about pain and our bodies that will be forever changing and aging.
This podcast is for everyone, not just medical providers. The better you understand pain, the more control you gain. Welcome back, everyone. In the past couple episodes, Erin and I have talked to you about how movement can be helpful for managing stress and bringing us joy through actual chemical changes in the brain. The next big step is learning how to trust yourself and check in with your body, giving yourself these daily meds and simple tools to help you get moving each day and form new habits.
This is so important right now. In the last few weeks, the CDC just announced that 20% of adults have experienced chronic, or what we like to say in this podcast, persistent pain in the last 3 months. And this is literally why today we really want to teach people how they can check in with their bodies, because it's a lifelong habit that we have to form, and it will help with this experiencing of pain.
Yeah, and this is a lifelong skill. It's not just something that we're doing to fix a problem. It's a lifelong journey. And we had an entire episode talking about nudging into symptoms, but you can't do this if you don't know how to check in with your body.
Yeah, like where's your baseline? Totally.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
You know, I'm reading this really wonderful book. It's called, The Body is Not an Apology, The Power of Radical Self-Love by Sonia Renee Taylor. And she talks about, and it really, really spoke to me, but just, as babies, we're so curious by our bodies, and we find so much joy with new discoveries and new things we find out about our bodies. And this is just not the case, sadly, as we become an adult. So, I think getting curious by our bodies again, and intrigued by them. We've talked so much about that. And that includes curiosity around pain, which is a tough skill. Totally get that.
Yeah.
But it's a new habit. It's a new kind of mindset around it. Another quote she says, if you decide to be at war with your body, how can you be at peace with it? And that hit.
That's super powerful.
Yeah, totally. So, she gives an analogy leading into that of that we some of us are viewing our bodies a lot like a car. So we just kind of use it to get what we need to get done on a day-to-day basis. And then we're checking in with it at our primary care, visit one time a year. And that's pretty crazy when really this is this amazing kind of, machine. Yeah, totally. But we're using it every day. So hopefully every day we're learning how to tend to it. And again, stay curious and find new things about it that are pretty amazing. So
yeah, definitely.
Using that mantra, if that's helpful, get you to keep doing that. We'll talk later about that, but yeah.
And that makes sense. Even if you think about like with your car, even within those times that, every 5,000 miles you're taking it in, you still probably have to check the air in your tires. If there's like some weird noise, you're going to check it out and see what's going on. We have to do that with our bodies too.
Oh my gosh, totally.
But yeah, like if these body check-ins are foreign, the easiest way that we find to start doing them is pairing them with something you're already doing. So already a daily task. So when you're driving, every time you stop at a stoplight, check in with your body. Are your shoulders up by your ears, super tense? Is your head shooting forward towards the steering wheel? Those are things that you can change. And especially if I'm seeing someone that's having neck pain, that's something that I'm always recommending. Check in. How do things feel? Can you adjust your positioning a little bit when you're at a stoplight? That's awesome. Super helpful.
And I think, as physical therapists, that is our goal, because a lot of causes of discomfort are the repetitive things we're doing
Yep.
on a daily basis. So
Absolutely.
we're like little detectives often trying to figure out how are people moving on this daily basis that are causing discomfort, and then how do
Yeah.
we teach you to catch those things. So I love the stoplight example. I often give the example of anytime you walk through a door, check your tension.
Yeah.
Or anytime if you're working on your computer, you look at the clock on your computer, look at your phone. Well, I need you to check in with your body. If that's hard for you to do, can you set a timer on your computer that says, get up, move, check ergonomics, check posture,
Yeah.
foam roll? I mean,
I'm often having people set timers
yeah.
during the
Oh my
day.
gosh.
Because we know how people get zoned into work,
Hmm.
and all of a sudden you look at your clock and it's been, two
Yep.
hours. We got to split that up.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Your body will probably tell you it needs a
Right.
break.
Yep. And
Hmm.
that's where you want to be checking in
Hmm.
so that you're listening when it's
Yeah.
telling you those things.
Yeah. I think, and then we talk about tools on how do you, okay, you check in, you find this pairing method or, alert on your phone or computer or whatever it is. And then how do you kind of check in? So, in physical therapy world, we'll use a lot of visualization exercises. So in sports world, we do that too, mental imagery of, relaxing certain muscle groups. That's where, again, even meditation and breath is super powerful. So getting into your
Yeah.
breath. I like using foam rolling at times too. So
Yep.
often that'll give you like, wow, where's my tissue tension at?
Hmm.
So you're pausing to check in and then you're rolling out a little bit and seeing, whoa, where's the status of my body at right now?
Yeah. That before and after is really helpful too. And we've talked about that in
Yeah.
other episodes as well. But using that check in to see if you can create change.
Yeah.
And that's really powerful.
Yes. And anytime you feel discomfort, we've talked about, you're using pain as information. So, then you check in and like you said, Mish, are you you having do you feel changes afterwards? We often give pain tracking to people, and that is to not get hypersensitive about symptoms. It's actually to build curiosity around your body and the discomfort it can feel. So
Right.
not just ignoring it, but getting reflective on why are you feeling it?
Yeah. I always give a precursor when I have people do pain tracking, and I say, I am not giving this to you because I want you to think about your pain all the time.
Yeah, yes.
I just want you to pay more attention to if there's any correlations, if there's any patterns. That's all we're looking for.
Hmm.
Don't think about it all the time. That's not helpful either.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I often will say, whoa, this is a really good time for your mantra. So you feel your discomfort, definitely validate it. But then, yeah, how do you move on, get curious, and
Yes.
see if you
Yep.
can make some changes?
And this is body knowledge for life. Say you're starting a new workout program that looks different than what you've been doing previously. Maybe you wanted to try one of those high intensity interval workouts, and this is not something that you've done in the past. So it's going to be a huge change for your body. And so we would expect there to be some aches and pains as you're starting that.
Yeah.
But checking in with your body is the important part. So then you're figuring out, do you need more rest days? Maybe you're having to modify some exercises, or maybe this is a pain that's not really going away and I need to check in with somebody about this, aka your physical therapist.
That is what we are here for.
Yeah, and this stuff is normal. So when you're starting something new, these questions come up, and everyone's going to progress differently with a program, and so the important part is listening to your body. We're going to sound like a broken record here too, but a PT doesn't have to be when you're injured. That doesn't have to be the only time you see one. It could be in these cases where you have these questions of like, is this an ache and pain that I should be worried about,
Hmm.
or is this normal with this new activity?
Yeah.
And maybe you're seeing that physical therapist to review some of the movements that you're doing in this workout that you're not familiar with, or they're just there to be a resource if something comes up.
Yeah, we have people coming in all the time, returning people. I love it where they're so, just have that body curiosity and they've started something new and they're starting to feel some discomfort. And they're like, Erin, hey, I'm just here. I need to figure out what I'm doing
Yeah.
wrong or right or what's going on. Or I tried this new plank form and I felt my low back. So what am I
Yep.
doing? And oh, that's like music to our
Yeah.
ears,
Yeah,
honestly.
I just had somebody like that last week, and it's happened a couple times. I've seen him a handful of times, just once or twice for that reason. And I'm so happy to see that because they're checking in with their body, they're not sure about something, and they're getting a resource to manage it.
Exactly, exactly. And, the other thing I always love is towards the end of care with someone, we love when people's goal changes. I think we talked about that last time, but they don't feel pain anymore and they know how to deal with it. But now their goal is like, okay, Erin and Michelle, how do I keep moving? How do I have preventative
Hmm.
care to continue to do what I love and connect with myself and others? And so that having that resource again and using some of those visits to kind of prep for
Yeah.
that is so fun and so wonderful for people. And um, there's not many professions where we get excited to see you less as
Right.
much as we love to see people.
Yeah.
But, and then we're always here. I always say
Yeah,
that. Of course, we're
exactly.
always
Yeah,
here.
but
So,
but our primary goal is to get you to where you are the expert and you know what you're comfortable with what you're doing. So, and you
yeah.
think about like we're biologically meant to move. So, pain is something that's keeping us alive. It's ultimately a good thing for survival. It's part of being human. And interestingly, people that don't feel pain tend to have a premature death and a lot of other problems throughout their life because they
Mm,
don't experience pain. And so, again,
yeah.
pain is information, and we want to pause to check in with our body because that puts you in control and it can actually help us recalibrate and downtrain our nervous system so we have less pain. And, Erin and I, we typically most often are seeing our clients once a week for 40 minutes and then they're on their own the rest of the week. And so we want people to have that ability to check in with their body the rest of the week because we're only there for 40 minutes. So you have to be able to
Mm-hmm.
do this stuff on your own too. And that's our primary goal, like we said, is getting you to where you're confident and comfortable with that. And you're the
Yeah.
expert of your body.
And check-ins let you do
Yeah.
that. So, hopefully you guys learned a little bit here and know different ways that you can check in with you.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.
Thanks, everyone.